Hi everybody, Hannah here. Welcome back to my channel for another video, and today's video is a bit of a fun one which I'm super excited to film, and it is also a collaboration with a load of other mums that I am in a Facebook group with. We have put together a playlist of all of our videos, which I will leave in the description down below, and this collab is being hosted by Mummy and Mia Homeschool Chronicles channel, and I will leave a link to their channel in the description as well. If you are new, a bit of background. I am Hannah. I'm a stay-at-home mum to 5 children, 4 girls, and our newborn is our only boy at the moment. As I said, this video is a really fun one, and from the title that says it all, it is 10 things that I have never done but would like to. And I am super excited about this video. I actually had a lot of fun sitting down and thinking about the things that I was going to put on my list, because there are things that people want to do, but when I actually challenged myself to just think of 10 things that I that I actually wanted to do and that would be on my list to do at some point, it actually made it a bit harder. So yeah, I am super excited to share these with you, and yeah, so I'm going to jump straight in. If you've watched my channel for a while, you will probably know that I don't really wear makeup that often, and when I do, it is very basic makeup. I don't contour my face, I don't do big eyes. Well, I sometimes do big eyes, or at least I try to, and that is what the first thing on my list is. It is that I have never been taught how to do makeup, let alone how to do makeup well. So one thing that I would like to try and do is find like some beauty schools or things like that around my local area to maybe see if I can actually take some lessons, or make it so that maybe I have a pamper day and they do my makeup and I just pay attention to what they do for me. Along those same kind of lines in regards to being taught, one other thing that I have never done is that I have never taken a cooking class. And this is something that I would actually really like to do, more for the fact of I know how to cook, however, I cook the same things. I have about 3 weeks worth of meal ideas that will be on rotation. Very rarely do we cook new meals in this house, and it's getting to the point where my brain is just like, I might want to work on that. So yes, I've never taken a cooking class, and I am actually making it one of my goals that I want to try and do before my birthday, is that I want to actually look into whether or not there are actually cooking classes in my local area. Next one might seem like a very random one, but and I actually don't know anyone that has ever done it outside of the movies and things like this, but one thing that I have never done is that I have never gone skinny dipping in the ocean. And a part of my brain, like the little dark, adventurous, wild side that isn't really a wild side part of my brain, I would actually like to. I'd probably want to try and do it in the height of summer because oceans are cold. But I don't know, just the idea of doing it and then whether or not you get caught or anything else like this, it kind of intrigues me. However, that one I don't know if I would ever actually do. Or if I did, I'd probably try and see whether or not I could rope my husband into doing it with me. Something else that I have never done is that I have never owned a telescope. And I mean a proper telescope. I've never even owned any type of telescope unless you count the cheapy little kids' toys that you can get in fast food meals. I've never owned any type of proper telescope, be it small, medium, big, powerful, major scope. Any of these things, I've never managed to. And I love stargazing. Don't get me wrong, we have quite a bit of light pollution around where we are, so not necessarily we don't get to see a lot of stars, unfortunately. But I do remember always looking up when I was younger and trying to find Venus and trying to find Mars when they were closer to Earth, so I could see them with the naked eye, and I absolutely loved it. And my eldest daughter, Adriana, she likes looking up at the stars and things as well, so I'm thinking that it might be a nice thing that we'd be able to do together as well, and then both of us could learn more about the stars, about the constellations, about the planets, and it would just be a major fun time, because I know both of us would super enjoy it, or at least I'd enjoy it, and therefore if I enjoyed it, maybe she would as well. The next thing on my list that I have never done isn't something that I'm able to do in the near future, but it is definitely something that I, hopefully, fingers crossed, circumstances permitting, life permitting, and everything else, and it's not like this is a big shock to my husband either, if he ever watches this, because I have told him at some point that I would love to do this if we were able to, but I have never been a foster carer or then followed that progression along to adopt a child, and being a foster carer is something that I would absolutely love to do. Now, I know the rules in place over here in the UK, and it would be that the child needs their own room and other safeguarding issues like this, so unfortunately until all of my kids are fully grown and a few of them have moved out, I won't be able to foster. However, that is still something that I severely and utterly want to do, because I don't want to foster young kids either. I want to foster, and I've always wanted to foster teenagers, because I had friends in the system when I was a teenager, and they loved coming around to my house just because it then felt better than some of the care homes they were in. So I want to still make that kind of house and home feeling, and just be able to give that to some other teenagers as well. Anyone watching this video that knows me personally or has known me for a few years will know that I have started writing countless books. I've kept every book I have ever started writing, which must be at least a good half a dozen. Yeah, between half a dozen and a dozen books I have started writing over the course of maybe the last 10 years of my life. And some of them I've actually got quite a lot of content for as well. However, the next thing on my list that I have never managed to do is that I have never actually finished a book. I have started writing, as I said, all of these stories, and I will make up a story so easily, and I can see how the story starts, and I normally get to about the middle of a book, but then life will happen, or something will happen, or just my inspiration will disappear, or the story then just completely manifests away from how it was when it started, and I can't think how to get it back, and all of this. So I put it down for ages, but then because I've put it down, I find it really hard to pick it back up and to try and continue writing that story and make it flow. And it just doesn't work, unfortunately. So yeah, I have started writing so many stories, never actually quite finished writing a story, which is a right shame, because I did want to try and be an author when I was younger, but obviously to be able to do that, you obviously need to like finish a book to actually be able to get it published. So yeah, that was the next one on my list that I've never done. Next thing on my list is one that I am super excited about, and it's one that, give it either 10 or 12 years, entirely depending on how mine and my husband's finances are, and again, circumstances and how life has treated us. It is something that I have never done, but it is something that will be happening, and it is that I've never got married outside. I'm saying that this gets to happen because in either 10 years, when me and my husband have been married for 13 years, or 15 years, just to round it out a bit, again, just depending on how everything is at the time, we are going to renew our vows. We are going to try and have a proper big day and a bit more of a wedding day than what we got last time. Our wedding was perfect. It was exactly what both of us wanted it to be. But it's still then the fact that I legally couldn't get married outside, which has always been a little bit of a, I don't want to say kicker, but that's, I don't know. But yes, I've always been a little bit deflated about the fact that you can't legally get married outside in the UK. So that is my next one. That to get married outside, which will still be a wedding and things like this, but it's then just going to be renewing our wedding vows, which I think is going to be really nice as well, because all of the kids are going to be proper sizes. Asriel is going to be at least 10 years old when this happens, so it's going to be that they are all going to be that much older. They can be properly part of it, and we can celebrate just us as a family and everything as well. So yeah, that is my next one. The last three on my list kind of go together, but they don't go together all at the same time, because they are all to do with travel in a sense, and I didn't want to do them just as one bit, because I have travelled. I've gone to France when I was younger with my high school. I have gone to, and I've also gone to Paris and Amsterdam with my mother when she was alive. So I have travelled. I have done a little bit of things, and I have left the UK. However, one thing that I've never done is that I have never gone on a cruise, which is completely one on its own, and unfortunately I don't know if I'm ever going to get to go on a cruise. Maybe when I'm in my golden years I'll get to go on a cruise, but they can be rather expensive, so it would take a lot of saving and planning to be able to go on a cruise. So I honestly don't know if that will ever happen anytime soon, but again, that's on my list, so that hopefully I will get to do it at some point within my lifetime. And the last two that go along with travel is that I have never been to La Carnival, and I think this is an actual thing. I swear it is. It's that Le Carnival is just a giant weekend festival in Venice. I swear it was in Venice, which is why I've always been obsessed with it, because I absolutely would love to see the city on stilts before it goes into the ocean. But that's kind of how long's a piece of string, because I know that the city is slowly falling into the ocean, but there's no guarantees or timeline as to when the city might end up in the ocean. So yeah, I have no idea, but I would love to go to the Le Carnival weekend and to see the city of Venice, which would happen all within that weekend. And then my last one of 10 things that I have never done, I have never seen the Greek temples. And hopefully, Glenn, if you watch this, you know that this was hopefully going to be our honeymoon after we renew our vows. It is that after we have renewed our vows, our honeymoon, where we then don't take the kids because they are grown. They can survive a week or two without their parents, and they will be completely fine, and the house will still be standing when we come back. That is what our honeymoon is going to be, or at least in part it's going to be, that we can go to Greece, we can go to the Grecian islands, and we are going to go round and see some of the Greek temples for the gods and goddesses in regards to, I'm not actually sure which ones still stand. Whichever ones do still stand, I very much want to go see them all. Whether or not that's possible, I have no idea. Because I was obsessed with Greek gods when I was younger, and the beauty of it and the ferocity of it and the complexity of it all just really spoke to me. And as much as I may not believe in the Greek gods per se and how that is as well in regards to me and my own faith and my Christianity now, it doesn't mean that I can't appreciate the architectural brilliance and beauty of what the Greek temples were and are, and that I'd love to go see them in person at some point. They were 10 things that I have never done but hope to, and some of them are that I will get them done within the space of 2019, fingers crossed. Some of them, unfortunately, are ones that need a little bit more planning and are a lot more in the forethought and future, but they are all things that I hopefully at some point will be getting done. And as I said, I had so much fun sitting down and thinking through this video and thinking actually what I wanted to do in regards to things that I have never done. And yes, thank you so much for watching. As I said, this is a collab with a playlist that I have left down below, so please go and check out the other videos. They might have things on their list that you also have never done, and it might give you some other ideas of things that you want to do. And I'm very much looking forward to watching their videos as well. And yes, again, thank you so much for watching. If you liked this video, please give it a big thumbs up for me. I would super appreciate it. If you are new here, please consider hitting subscribe. I would love it if you stuck around. And other than that, I hope you have a wonderful day, and I will catch you next time. Bye everybody.